I'm Devin Faraci with Badass Digest on CineFix here in Park City, Utah for Sundance 2013. I'm joined now by Sebastian Junger and James Brabazan from the film Which Way is the Front Line from Here, the Life and Times of Tim Hetherington. You and Tim worked together on Restrepo, which is one of the most compelling documentaries about Afghanistan. How important was it for you to sort of capture that guy that you spent a year with on film, to sort of get that guy across?
Well, I think for both me and James, Tim was a great friend, an extraordinary person. I think we both wanted to just communicate how extraordinary he was. Fortunately, in Afghanistan, I shot a lot of video of him in action, in combat, and so we were able to use that in our film. And then his final day, and he was killed in Misrata, Libya, in 2011. His final day in a lot of combat, he shot footage the entire time. So we have his footage that he shot in his final hours. All of that's incorporated into the film.
James, there's this sort of image of a war photographer. Maybe it's built by the media as somebody who's got this maybe machismo thing, this Hemingway thing, hard drinking guy. Was Tim that kind of a guy?
Absolutely not. Absolutely not. Tim was, it sounds like an oxymoron, but he was a very careful, cautious war photographer. In fact, really, he was a photographer who took pictures at war, but he wasn't really a war photographer. He was known for his work in violence and on the front line, but actually what he was really interested in wasn't the combat itself, but it was the people who were involved in it.
Right. When people see this film on HBO, what is it that you hope they take away from Tim and his life? What is sort of the big takeaway?
I mean, for me, it's two things. First of all, Tim lived a big life, and he was courageous, very brave. He was curious, and he was incredibly sort of big-hearted towards everyone he engaged with, all of his subjects. And he really went out and just experienced the world. And the main thing I think I want people to take away from it is the desire to live a big life like he did.
Well, guys, thank you so much for coming. Thank you so much for making this film and sharing Tim with us, because to see that guy, this funny, personable, really good guy, and to get that feeling from this film, it makes the loss feel, I think, personal for everybody. Thank you so much.
Thank you very much.
I'm Devin Faraci. This is Badass Digest on CineFix here in Park City, Utah for Sundance 2013. Subscribe so you don't miss a single interview the rest of the week.
Uncle Al and a possibly Blaze, Jack and Pete debate the aquatic movements of giant robots in Pacific Rim. There's only one reason Hollywood goes to Utah: Sundance. Gray Drake gives her best films from the not Butch Cassidy Film Festival. Ben Lyons reviews new movies, Grace Randolph recaps the Golden Globes, and Marlon Wayans stops by to talk about a haunted house. Devin Faraci is on location in Park City for everything badass that Sundance has to offer. Get your film fix. Subscribe to CineFix.